Hello there, it's Ruth Sherman, CEO and celebrity speech and media coach. But you don't have to be famous to work with me. In fact, I want to make you famous. Now, speaking of famous people, I have been holding my tongue on the whole Brian Williams affair because I like to think about these things. Generally, the news, the headlines are usually just sort of rabid and shrill, and there's usually more to it than what is written about. And in fact, in thinking about this, I believe there is much more to it. So here's the situation. Brian Williams, as everybody knows, had a big problem because he inflated his own experience in a war zone in Iraq, saying that his helicopter had been forced down through mortar fire, gunfire, rocket fire, some such thing. And in fact, that turned out not to be true. So all of the news about it was that it just wasn't true. But that's not really what brought Williams down. Here's what happened for him. The principle is quite simple. If your core argument about yourself is undermined by something that you do, the bad news is likely to stick. If, on the other hand, your core argument about yourself or your opponent's arguments about you are unrelated to your core argument about yourself, then the bad news generally won't stick. It may give you some problems for a time, but it won't stick. The reason that, of course, it's sticking with Brian Williams is that it completely undermined his positioning of himself as a journalist, which, as we all know, is supposed to speak truth to power, ask the hard questions, be truthful, all of that really good and important stuff. It's what makes journalists, especially somebody in his exalted position, an anchor of a major broadcaster, such a success. And somebody that people want to listen to. Once he blew that, once he undermined that, then it was over for him. Whether it will stay over remains to be seen, but I think he's got a big, big mountain to climb. And by the way, I also believe that people can be rehabilitated, and I expect to see him at some point in the future, maybe not in the anchor chair, but somewhere else. Now, this is a lesson that we can learn for ourselves too. So if, for example, you are a health coach and you are unhealthy, then that goes right to the core argument that you are making about yourself, and it is unlikely that clients are going to flock to you. If you are a speech coach and you are not a good speaker, or you have a speech impediment that it doesn't look like you've done anything to fix, then people are not necessarily going to flock to you. On the other hand, if you're a health coach and you occasionally fall off the wagon and have a bag of potato chips, but generally speaking, you look and sound and act healthy, then it is not going to hurt you. And if you are a speech coach and you notice that maybe you say like and you know too much, like moi, and you work on it, people are going to give you a pass, at least for a time. But again, the problem that happened with Brian Williams is his error. And let me say something about the error. We all do stuff like that. We all lie to ourselves. We lie to other people. And, anybody who says they haven't done that is lying. He undermined the core argument that he's been making about himself for as long as he's been in the public eye, and that was his downfall and his undoing. If you want to learn more about how not to be undone by some of the messages that you send out, or how to be great on stage or on camera, hop on over to ruthsherman.com, where you can download your free gift. I will see you there. Oh, and please hit subscribe.